And the clash of the champions continues here in Aldo Scribante. Proudly brought to you by Metzler, Badger Racing, BST, Suter and Liquimolly. And joining me in commentary will be Rob Portman.
Yeah, Greg, thanks so much for coming. Really excited to be commentating on some of the fastest riders in the land doing battle at one of the greatest tracks in the land. Aldo Scribante loved this place. Dylan Barnard looking ready. Lance Isaacs really loving life on that BMW now with those Metzler tyres fitted, but he's going to try and get ahead of those very fast Yamahas. Clint Seller and David McFadden looking to make it a 1-2 Yamaha out front, while Kewan Snyman looking to throw it up in the mix with those big 1000cc bikes.
Combined 1600cc field. We haven't had that for a long, long time as the lights go out. Down towards turn one. Kewan Snyman getting a good drop. But look at Brandon Staffen. Wow, he's turned things around after Cape Town. Didn't quite go according to plan there. And a nice start coming out of Dino Yotso. But you can see Snyman did not have the start he wanted. Dropping back to almost second last on the pack.
Ricardo Otto going around the outside there. Jared Schultz on third spot overall at the moment, trying to challenge Clint Seller and David McFadden out front. This is where the guys have to be oh so ginger, get heat in those Metzler tyres before they can really attack. Not the start that Lance wanted on the big BMW. He's now got to try and get through a couple of very fast and hungry young 600 riders.
As we saw in the past when these combined categories came together here with the Mr. Motorcycle. Otto very, very late on the brakes on Schultz. Schultz having to go defensive on that one. But I was about to say, the 600cc's will carry a lot more corner speed than the 1000s. But when they get onto that straight, that's where Lance Isaacs might be able to pounce.
Where has Blaze Baker gone? Look out for the bike number 1. Blaze Baker on that Yamaha R6. He's there now trying to challenge Dylan Barnard on the inside. Has he clicked it off? Yes, he has, but he's just going to get blown down the straight here, so watch out. This is the difference between a 1000cc and a 600 down this long straight. We go on board with Lance Isaacs. He should be able to breeze past Ricardo Otto. Yes, he does. Jared Schultz up's next. Then late on the brakes for turn 1. One of the most exciting corners in South African motorsport racing. Oh, look at on the inside. Ricardo Otto, MotoGP foot out style.
He had a big look on Schultz. Schultz shut the door. Lance Isaacs has got through on them. He's moved up to third place, but he's got a little bit of a bridge to gap there. It's not going to be easy because those two Yamahas are getting away. The Supervets BMW there in third place, fending off the attack from the youngsters on the 600s, and Snyman's up to third.
And that BMW fitted with those Metzler tyres, he's able to get the best out of the bike and the tyres. Jakob Snyman, is he going to go around the outside late on the brakes? Short circuit racing style, yeah, from Kewan Snyman. He knows he cannot hang around. He gets past Ricardo Otto, doesn't make the move on his Cape Townian mate there, Jared Schultz. And look at that, the 4 600s, this is what we wanted to see, glued together on track. Here comes Blaze Baker, terrible start, but he's going to try and line something up on the inside of Otto, going into the final turn. Yes, he does. Clicks off another one. So now it's Slipstream City from the 4 R6s at the front end of the 600 field.
Yeah, let's see if they keep it all together now as they come across the line. Another lap completed. Kewan Snyman pushing hard, trying to close things down now on Schultz. Schultz has just got better and better every single time he gets on the motorcycle. As they come up towards turn number 1 now, late braking coming out of Baker. He closes that gap down even more. There's a go. Oh, had a big look there.
Oh, that was so close. He nearly tapped the rear end there of Kewan Snyman. So easy to get lured into that corner. Jakob Snyman, easy to flick over. You don't see that pass happen too often. But Snyman, like I said, from his short circuit racing down in Cape Town, he's able to just shove that R6 wherever he wants. Look at the style there coming out of. Look at the lean angle. I can't believe the Mets. Oh, Seller's gone down. Your early race leader, King Price, Clint Seller, has gone down at the hairpin. He was out front all on his own. He didn't have to push that hard, and down he goes. That's left David McFadden now. Clearly the race leader at the front end.
Lance Isaacs up to second place now, then the 4 600s. Seller has picked the bike up. Let's see if he's able to get it going again. He's going to move Dylan Barnard up into third place overall. Let's have a look at it here. So this is Seller's point of view. He just comes in the hairpin, drops the front end, and there it goes. And I think it might have gone end over end, which is not what you want on a superbike.
Didn't see too much wrong there from Sede. Looked like he just went in normal, maybe just running a little bit too much corner speed. But down he goes. Here he is. Oh, yeah, it's a little bit too much front brake, too much lean angle, not able to slow it down enough. And down he goes. Oh, that's a massive mistake from our championship leader. That opens things up now with McFadden and Isaacs. The biggest benefitter there. He's up into second. He has a good battle going on between Brandon Staffen and Dino Yotso. Now the lone King Bryce insurance bike out on track.
Speaking of lone bikes, that's the lone Kawasaki as well. And Brandon Staffen making a complete turnaround in terms of the pace that he got out of that Kawasaki down at his home track in Cape Town only a couple of weekends ago. Seller's on a charge. He is back up and riding, but I don't think he's going to have enough time to close down Dylan Barnard. Barnard might be taking his first overall podium here in National Superbikes.
That'll really be a brilliant ride. Coming now to the checkered flag. David McFadden kept it nice and clean, and it's going to be another victory for the former South African champion on that Yamaha R1, and this is going to make the championship very exciting heading into race 2 and the rest of the season. McFlash is back on the top step of the podium.
Isaacs is going to come through for second place. He's fended off the attack from the 4 600s. Who's going to be the first 600 across the line? Is it still Q and Snowman out front there? We'll have to wait and see as they come to the line now. You can see just how tight it's going to be. Snowman hanging on, only just ahead of Schultz. Wow! Schultz was right there, and so was Baker.
And so unfortunate for Clint Seller, a 1 minute 0.5, almost a lap record there from him. But unfortunately, he'll finish fourth behind the overall winner, David McFadden, Lance Isaacs, and Dylan Barnard getting his first podium in the 1000cc class.
In the 600cc's, it's Q and Snowman ahead of Jared Schultz and Blaze Baker, with Ricardo Otto having a great run in fourth. Let's catch up with the Hillbilly Man after a fantastic run from the back of the field to take the win.
That was really nice. It's always nice to win away from home, to be honest, because there's always this thing about having a home track. I really enjoyed it. I think we need to look a little bit at gearing and setup and things, because the wind's having a big effect today. And yeah, I just want to say a big thanks to Mechanical Cooling Maintenance, CGR, RPM Center for getting my bike quick enough. Need a little bit more, but I'm really happy. Thanks a lot.
Top step of the podium in the 1000cc class, it's David McFadden.
With also the wind condition changing totally from yesterday no wind to today, really pumping. It was a hard race. I just put my head down in the beginning and waited to see what unfolds, and unfortunately Clint went down in maybe after a few laps, and I just tried to stay comfortable and just chip away at it and keep a rhythm.
Welcome back to Aldo Scribante. It's the Volkswagen Race Day and round 4 of the National Championship of Extreme Motorsport. It's race 2 action we're expecting now from the National Superbikes combined with the National Supersport category. And one man who's got a lot of work to do now is going to be Clint Seller. They're working frantically to get the King Price Insurance Yamaha all sorted out, but I'm not quite sure if it's going to be on the same kind of pace as what he was earlier on. Lance Isaacs looking to step up that pace ever so slightly to try and catch McFadden and stay at the front end of this battle. The lone Kawasaki of Staffen will definitely be looking to get into that top 4. Seller's back on the grid, Rob. That's a good sign.
Yeah, he is. He's on that number 1 spot, and he needs those 25 points because David McFadden and Lance Isaacs closed down massively in race 1 in the overall championship. Red lights are on, lights are off. A brilliant launch from our top 3 riders. Lance Isaacs with a much better launch on that BMW. Not easy to get that big Superbets BMW off the line. But here comes on the inside. Will it be McFadden or will it be Seller? It is Clint Seller who's got to the front end. Jared Schultz leading 600. Blaze Baker pushing David McFadden wide. That is huge for this overall race. That is not what David McFadden needed in his charge. But much better start this from Blaze Baker. But he pretty much shoved that R6 of his on the inside. And look how far down McFadden is.
Now McFadden had to take evasive action as he saw the big slide coming through from Blaze Baker into turn 1. They come out of the S's now and up towards the hairpin. This is where Seller got it all wrong. He's not going to make the same mistake this time. You know he's going to be early on the brakes. He's going to get that bike turned in. Ooh, and now Baker shoves Q and Sneyman out the way as well.
Yeah, and he's also shoved Dylan Barnard out of the way as well. So Blaze Baker is the man on a mission at the moment. Dino Iotso on the King Price Yamaha R6 there. Brilliant start from him. He's second overall in the 600 class. McFadden is the man though. He's got all that work to do. He's going to blast past these 600s now, but he can look further up. Lance Isaacs and Seller already have a 2-3 second gap over him.
Q and Sneyman now getting into the slipstream there behind Schultze, but watch out for the slipstream coming up. Slipstream and the dirt as well from McFadden. He's showing these boys exactly what that R1 can do.
This is going to be close.
That is exceptionally close. Oh, there's a touch. Iotso gets set wide by Sneyman. Has he been able to keep it on the black stuff? No, he's run off. He's run off, and that's given an opportunity for Otto. And Staffan's gone off as well. Was that in sympathy? I'm not quite sure. Brandon Staffen, I thought, maybe just got caught out there. But they're both back on track, and they're both right at the back of the field now.
You know what happens, Greg? It's a slight tailwind now. So the guys break where they were breaking in race number 1, and you can't get those bikes stopped. Sneyman was the big protagonist in that whole outfit there. He shoved it on the inside, forced poor Dino Iotso outside. He had nowhere to go. The two out front, Clint Seller and Isaacs are out of this race. Dylan Barnard still holding third overall on track, but here comes a hard-charging McFadden in the 600s. It's all about Baker. Jared Schultz starting to come now. Q and Sneyman behind Ricardo Otto.
Snowflake just keeping the man at bay there, and McFadden is finding it very difficult to find a way past the Barnard Racing man, and Dylan Barnard is doing a super job. Top 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the 600s right on their tail. Q and Sneyman, he's looking to maybe use the slipstream of those bigger bikes, but just couldn't get quite underneath it. Now late braking, and oh, look at that! That is so close! That is top quality stuff there. That is what Superbikes is all about.
Yeah, Ricardo Otto just got it late on the brakes. He nearly rear-ended Jared Schultz. He had to back out of it. That has allowed Kieran Snyman to make that move. And they're trying to charge down. Here comes McFadden on Dylan Barnard on that MPL Nutrition box. Not going to make the move there, but certainly going to line it up going into the hairpin. As Lance Isaacs, look at this, right on the tailpipes of Clint Siller at the front end of this field, looking to put that BMW once again on the top step of the podium.
He's giving Siller a run for his money, that is for sure. It's good to see the Superbets BMW fighting hard with the King Price Extreme Insurance Yamaha. And look at that slide. That is a massive slide coming out of Siller. And now hard on the brakes up to the top corner. You can see just how tight it is between these two. Very, very close up between the top two contenders. It's a pity that McFash got forced out so wide. Otherwise, we'd have a three-way battle for the lead of this race.
And let's not forget, Lance Isaacs is doing this on the old generation S1000RR. Wait until he gets that new machine. It's lighter, it's faster, it's going to love life with Isaacs and those new Metzler tires on it. But at the moment, Sella trying to make up for that race one disappointment. He's out front. He has that battle that we were waiting to see. Kieran Snyman making a name for himself, shoves it on the inside of the big number one plate there of Blaze Baker on the Rossi Sports Bar sponsored bike for this weekend. Look at our 4 600s glued together. How close do you like your super sport racing? Well, yeah, you have it down in PE.
Schultz fending off the attack coming as well from Otto, who's jumped ship from Kawasaki to Yamaha on that new R6. Seems to be loving life. It's definitely working for him. And we've got 4 R6s fighting for the lead of the 600cc super sport race.
Well, this race just proving that the Yamaha R6 is the only super sport machine to be on. Last lap, checkered flag time now for Clint Sella. It's been a dominant race and it's been a recovery race. Another 25 points in the bag for the King Price Insurance Yamaha rider. Second place, he'll be happy with that. 2 second places on the day and the overall win going to Lance Isaacs. But here's the battle for the 600s. It's going to be Kieran Snyman. What a ride from the Cape Townian. A double win on the day ahead of Blaze Baker, Jared Schultz side by side. That's a photo finish. I couldn't tell who got that.
Top class stuff there from the 1000s and 600s combined. You can see the crowd loved life. In the 1000cc, Sella took the win. Isaacs in second place and McFadden with third. Dylan Barnard finished up in fourth place but takes third overall for the day.
In the Supersport 600s, it was a photo finish, but it was Snyman ahead of Baker, Jared Schultz in third, and Ricardo Otto there in fourth place. Let's catch up with Blaze and find out what happened in turn 1.
I went in super hot, and before I knew it, there were like 3 riders ahead of me. I had my rear wheel in the sky and I had nowhere to go, so I unfortunately had to use David as a berm. But luckily we both stayed up, and yeah, after that it was a difficult race. I was battling with rear and traction, but it came together in the end. Second place here. It's not too damaging on the championship, so yeah, we look forward to Zwartkops. To me, it's like a home circuit, and we'll see you guys there.
Damage limitations in for Blaze Baker, still out front on 181 points. Kieran Snyman now up into second with 158. Jared Stoltz holding down their third ahead of Ricardo Otto, Brandon Steffen, Dino Iotso, Dion Nelson and Luca Bologna there in 8th place overall in the championship. In the 1000cc class, it was all about Clint Siller in race number 2.
That's what I was supposed to have done in the first race, to be honest. I made a mistake, and no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I made an error on the way in there and fell off. But thank you to my team, Steve Cannon, April. I think my wife and daughter even helped to rebuild the bike at a stage. And, this was my new team, Stellar Racing's big test. And, we put the King Price bike on P1 at the end.
Unfortunately, the P4 cost Sella a lot of points there, and Lance Isaacs has closed him down, but McFadden is only now 2 points adrift. Look out for Dylan Barnard as he's moved ahead of Alan John Fenter, and we look forward to seeing Fenter, Flock, Krobler and Geldenace make their way back to the South African Superbike Championship at the next round on the 27th of July at Zwartkops as the Extreme Festival of Motorsport heads home. All this action from the Formula 1600s is proudly brought to you by Investchem, and the South African Superbike Championship is proudly brought to you by Liqui Moly and their associate sponsors.